Good morning on this Sunday. Thanks so much for checking in with us here at Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Megan Packer. Hope your day is off to a great start. Here to get you updated on what's making news across North Georgia, and we'll get a check of our forecast in just a minute. Make sure to make some plans to get outside to enjoy the second half of your weekend. Things are looking awesome. But we had a little bit of a hiccup in the forecast yesterday, talking about those storms that blew through. There's some damage that came through yesterday, especially in Cobb County. We've got some pictures of a golf course that had some damage. We're talking about these big trees that came down in Ackworth yesterday. This is from the Cobblestone Golf Course. Cobb County government shared these pictures of these trees that came down. You can see in different parts of that course. Again, this is the Cobblestone course in Ackworth. Golfers were out there. They had to stop playing at the time. Nobody was injured, thankfully. The course is open today, but still they are encouraging golfers just to call ahead. If you have a tee time, check to make sure that is still on track and that everything is up and running over there at the golf course. And in another part of Cobb, Ken saw part of a roof was blown off of a hotel. This red roof in here sustaining that damage. It's sitting in the hotel parking lot. It actually came crashing down onto a car. Nobody was in the car. One employee who was just getting off work when that roof came off described just what he heard and how, so many people just saw these storms blow through. It was a first alert weather day, so our team had you prepared for that. And just as quickly as it blew through, it cleared last night, made way for this nice day today. But there will certainly be some cleanup in parts of Cobb County, not to mention other parts of the area. The UGA game and the Georgia Tech game both had delayed starts yesterday because of rain and lightning and wind and the whole 9 yards. But again, that is behind us now. Something we've been on top of this morning as well, some breaking news after that big raid at the plant in Bryan County, Georgia. South Korea and the U.S. have struck a deal to get the South Korean workers back to South Korea. More than 300 workers were among the 475 detained at the site of the future Hyundai plant near Savannah earlier this week. South Korea plans to send a charter jet to bring them home. We have told you already in our reporting about this that some of them have either entered the U.S. illegally or have expired visas. But again, the big headline today, the U.S. and South Korea striking a deal to get more than 300 people detained there at that site back to South Korea. Atlanta Public Schools wants to hear from parents. They want some input as they consider closing or repurposing several buildings because enrollment is lower than expected. It is holding virtual and in-person meetings this week. The first two virtual meetings will be tomorrow. Two more will happen on Tuesday, followed by an in-person meeting Wednesday, specifically for high schools. Well, check your ticket because, let's see, we've got some winners when it comes to the Powerball in Georgia, but just no big winners. We've got two jackpot winners to talk about, actually, one in Missouri, one in Texas. So no big winners here in Georgia, but 4 tickets sold in our state were worth $100,000, so that's something. But yes, 2 people hit the jackpot in the Powerball drawing last night, so they will be splitting the winnings. One person in Texas, one person in Missouri. This was the second biggest lotto jackpot ever in U.S. history. Again, it was $1.8 billion. We know at least one of those tickets, let's see here, was sold at a gas station in Fredericksburg, Texas. So if you have any friends or family in Fredericksburg, Texas, give them a call right now. So the Powerball jackpot is now back to the $20 million that it resets to. That is a more than $9 million cash value. Not too shabby, if you ask me. And by the way, if you're out there buying a ticket, we checked and the Mega Millions is up to $358 million. So you might as well pick up a Mega Millions while you're out there as well. But congrats to everybody who played. Congrats to the winners, of course. It's always kind of fun, right, when it gets that big. It's this sense of hope. And the what if. We heard from a lot of people, what would you do with that money? So what would you do? We've got some time to think about it before it gets that big again. All right, let's take a peek outside right now. We've got some beautiful weather at Lake Lanier. The sun is shining, blue skies. It is just awesome. Make some plans to get out there today. Let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey to talk about what we can expect because it's a really nice looking week ahead, not only today.
Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. It is going to be a glorious day and a really nice week as well. Any clouds that are still out there this morning going to clear out as really dry air is settling in behind the cold front that brought us some pretty significant storms yesterday. Rain delays both in the Georgia Tech game and the Georgia game. Some lightning. We saw a couple severe thunderstorms. All of that has now moved out. We're talking 78 degrees when you eat lunch, low to mid 80s this afternoon. Yesterday we hit 90 degrees and it was 92 on Friday, so it will be noticeably cooler and drier today. Nice breeze picks up through the afternoon, just feeling great. Upper 70s for the mountains, low to mid 80s for Metro Atlanta, and a pretty mild night as well tonight. Don't forget to look up in the sky. We'll see a full moon, the corn moon. It was beautiful when I was coming to work this morning. It's going to be gorgeous again tonight, okay? Low 60s tomorrow morning to start out your Monday, but you're going to have to break back out the jacket, believe it or not, through the week this week. Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. In Metro Atlanta, we're talking upper 50s to low 60s. So it's going to be quite cool across the region each morning, and that just lets you know how dry the air is that's in place, okay? High pressure building in. We may see some clouds tomorrow morning and through the day tomorrow, but then other than that, that's about it in terms of our weather. High pressure continues to sweep east on Tuesday. You can see it just is going to stay dry and quiet for the southern United States. Through the week this week, guys, we're looking at zip. Big goose egg, 0 rain, okay? Here's that 7-day forecast. It's maybe one of the nicest weeks of the year. Feeling like fall. And I'm going to remind you guys, this is the last this is actually the last full week, 2 weeks of summer here. Fall officially arrives Monday, the 22nd of September. Upper 80s return by the end of the week, but again, that humidity stays low, so it's just going to be beautiful outside. Really, really nice. I want to also give you more good news. We're in the peak of hurricane season right now, and in the Atlantic, there is not a single storm that we're watching, not even a wave. No tropical activity is expected over the next week. And like I said, peak hurricane season is only a few days from now. Mid-September is when ocean water peaks at its warmest, and then it starts to cool, so we see that activity dwindle. But September is usually very active for us, so the fact that we're not going to see any activity over the next 7 days is a great thing. Again, guys, it's going to be beautiful outside today, so get out there and enjoy it.
Thank you for watching ANF Plus. For more breaking news, live coverage, and your community stories, download the Atlanta News First app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. To join the conversation on YouTube Live, visit our channel and hit subscribe. You can also listen to the Atlanta News First podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.